Hey, good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing great. Um, if you remember, we started talking about different types of loops. Till this moment, we talked about the foundations of all languages. Then we talked about types. Then we moved to conditions, if, else. Also, we worked on switch cases. Then we started talking about for loops, and we said if you are aware of number of iterations that you have, you use for loop. And if you don't know and you want to do something as long as a condition is there, then you use either do while or while. The difference between these two, do while and while, is no matter if the condition is valid, means it is true, or not, at least you go once in a loop if you are using do while. On the other hand, if the condition is not valid and you use while, you never get into the loop even once. That's pretty much what we started working on. And this time, I'm going to share with you a link that's for everybody. Hey, Michael, good morning. I was saying that we are missing an asset in the class. So now we have you. Awesome. So please open that one. Munib, Kevin, Adewale, Eskim, Maria. Okay. If you open that, you're gonna see, let me just open this. It's going to show you something similar to this. This session, we are going to focus mostly on break and on continue. And apart from it, based on the experience that I had in previous semesters, actually, it looks like an easy concept. I'm talking about loops. But it actually needs lots of practices. That is why I have provided abundance of different examples and samples. And this time I want you guys, I have the problem statement, but I don't have a correct answer. So we are gonna read that together and we are gonna challenge ourselves to answer those concerns, those questions in a limited time. How about that? It could be a kind of challenge, and I'm gonna keep the first three who answers the questions, see who's gonna be the winner. Let's go to this one together. The first one, it says, write a C program that uses a for loop to print the numbers from 0 to 9, but stops and exits the loop when it reaches 4. Let's just see what is happening here. I'm going to bring the code into Visual Studio. And if I run the code, it's going to show 1, 2, 3, but that's it. So what's going to happen, guys? You remember, what do we call this one? If I click there, it had a good name. I have forgotten. What do we call this thingy? Don't look at the. Goma, you can help this old guy. What do we call this thingy? Part of the answer is on the screen. Okay, Joseph, do you remember?
Break?
Breakpoint.
Ah, lovely. You see, I asked the right person. Breakpoint. Awesome. So
I
great.
got it from Mike.
Don't worry, that happened to me all the time. So Let's just run it together and see what's going to happen. It goes to, and guys, I decided to have this one on the side and this one here. So if I go to the next, is I equal to 4 now? So we are not going to get inside the block. We go and print that 0. Look at this one. First, we add 1 to 0. And then we go and check if that I, which is now 1, less than 10, yes. Then we go and check, is 1 equal to 4 now? So we just print that. Let's just quickly go to 2, 3. But look at this time, that now I is 3 after saying I plus plus, and I go to the next part. Now I is 4. I get to this part, and I say, is I, which is 4 now, equal to 4? Yeah. Then I'm going to get inside the block, and it says break. And break, look where it goes. It just brings us after the loop, right? So there is one thing, actually, guys, I'm going to bring all those text files after finishing the session. But look at this. If I go to continue, and if I go to this slide, it says what is happening when we hit the break, right? It is going to bring us after the loop. While if it has continue, I'm going to just replace that comma. Instead of saying break, I'm going to just replace that with what? Continue. Okay. Guys, every time, every session, we lose 2 groups of people, the participants and those who open their cam. Till the previous session, Kevin opened the cam. Hey, Kevin, what happened to you? Also, Michael. So let's go and run this together and see what is happening. This time, yay, the spaceman. Glad to see you again. So look at this one. If I say, the first time, and then I just quickly go all the way to 4. Now it is 2. Let's just slow down. I is 2 now. I'm gonna just add 1 into it, and now it is 3. 3 is less than 4, less than 10. And I check that, is 3 equal to 4 now? So I'm gonna go and print that too. I have here. But the next round, now it is 4. Look what's gonna happen. Is 4 equal to 4? Yeah. Then we say continue, and continue. Look at the arrow. It's going to bring us, without getting to line number 7, it is going to bring us again to the beginning of the loop. Now it is 5, and 5 is not equal to, it's going to print it for 6, 7, 8, and 9, right? And because next round, 9, and now it is 10. 10 is not less than 10, so we finish the whole thing. Does that make sense? Thank you, Michael, for breakpoint. Correct. So let's everybody spend a few seconds. I'm going to give you this code, and you're gonna have tons of codes. Please switch between continue and break. Try them. Spend 1 minute. Mr. Caesar. Hello.
Break just finished the program uh after three. It didn't continue. It didn't skip four.
Yeah, continue
Excellent.
goes to 9. Riza, I wanted to ask that option that you have on Visual Studio that allows you to see the when you were doing the breakpoint. Do you have to do something on our end, or sorry, do we have to do something on our end to be able to add that so you could see the sequences as we go through the code?
Okay. Let me do
Because
some.
I don't have those buttons for some reason, and I'm trying to find it. I even clicked add buttons, and I still can't even see the actual button that you use.
You have to first on the left side to do the little red circle on the which line you want it to stop by. And then once you do that and run the code, it will give you the continue buttons on the top. So you see how res is hovering over, there's like a little circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you do that, that will tell it where to do the breakpoint. And once you run the program, on the top, you'll have the buttons to go to next line, go back, all that stuff.
Okay, so I just did it, and
Let's
I
do
clicked.
it together. Thank you very much, Alex. That's
Thank you, though.
yeah.
Mhm.
Look at this one. Let's do it together. Do you have the code at the moment?
Yes.
So let's just together in the column which is kind of gray. Let's just equal to line number 3. Let's just hover and just click.
Okay.
You did it. And
Mhm.
then you say run the code. Then we should have those buttons over there on top. And if there is
Oh, because there's another play button that I press that does it. A play that does the code, but none of this stuff shows up. It is literally the button that's right beside the continue.
sure. The thing is, if you just press continue, you just give this message to compiler that I don't care about the thing I want to continue regard.
If you press stop really quickly so I could show you.
Okay, sure. Oh, that's you
Yeah,
press.
that one. I keep pressing that one, and that's why it's not showing up.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
like, how are they getting it and I don't?
yeah.
But now that makes sense. Okay, I'll press the other one and then
And
thank you though.
awesome. And there is one other thing that I want to mention. Sometimes we see some of the things that we normally can find on our IDE are not there. So we go to view and we can just simply, for instance, go to other views, especially for instance, when you want to deal with databases and so on. I always try to find these things like data tools and so on. So you need just to go there and add them to your browser. Right? That kind of stuff are over there. Good question. Anyway,
Thank
so
you.
how about going to the next question? So you already have done this, you already have done that. But guys, the question that I could go all the way to do, and I couldn't finish the rest, is this question. And I'm going to send it to everybody. So you have the question. And that is, okay, it's going to give me good amount of control. I should use keyboard. I'm sorry. Oh, that's it. And yeah, I already posted the question in the chat box. Take your time. Whenever you can finish, please just send it to my private chat. Thank you. Okay, to bring more excitement, let's have 1 more minute. Okay, so how about this? Goma, can you please open your mic and explain the code to this old guy? Let's read it together. Write a C# program using do while. So we know that we need to have something like this. Like we are going to have, I'm sorry, do kind of thing, and then we are going to have while, right? So let's just write a pseudocode, and here we are going to have condition. Am I right? So we are going to have that structure because it mentioned that use a do while. For those like Reza that are not familiar with the concept of pseudocode is something that shows the concept, but not necessarily can be compiled by any IDEs or compilers, right? Okay, so it says that prompts the user to enter marks for a maximum of 10 courses. So we can just have something like saying print, right? I'm sorry. Print, for instance, please enter the grade kind of thing. And then we are going to get it, say input, we are gonna get those things. And we place it into, for instance, a score or something like that. Definitely we need to define a score somewhere. So on top, we are going to say integer score. Please just type whatever I want to score. Does that make sense? And then after getting those things, what's going to happen? Maximum of 10 courses. This is something that we have to consider. I don't have any solution for that at the moment, but if the user enters a negative number, so if score is less than 0, then do what? Should we continue or should we go after the loop? Tell me.
If score equals negative number, you should break.
We should go after the loop, right? So I'm gonna say go after the loop. Does that make sense? And then the program should exit and display. So here we are gonna say print what? The sum is equal to sum, and also in that case, we need to have another integer thing, please, integer sum, but at the beginning it has nothing in it. So every time that I get a value from the score, I need to say sum, which was initially 0, is equal to old sum plus score. Does that make sense? And there is another thing that I need to check. It says that maximum of 10 courses. When I have such a thing, I need to have a condition to check if I hit the maximum number or not, right? So I'm gonna do it as long as you enter the positive numbers and as long as it is less than 10. So we need to have another thing which is counter and control Z, I'm sorry. And it is integer as well, counter, and at the beginning it should be 0 because we haven't started. But when we get a number and if it is not negative, we are going to add that counter by saying plus plus, that kind of thing. Guys, this is a pseudocode. It's not gonna get compiled because it just has the structure, the logic. Does that make sense? So whenever you are in Rush and you just want to have the idea and sketch it, it's like you don't want to paint a precise photo of an object, right? You just show a logic. We call it pseudocode. Most of the time we write that and then we have time to bring it back to the specific language. I can simply bring that one into Python. I can simply bring it to Java. I can simply bring that code to C# as well. Goma, is everything clear so far? Yeah. Yes or no?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, so I received Michael's code. Joseph's answer was instead of saying go there, say break. That's absolutely fine. Let's just go to the code. And now I'm going to just bring this one, Control C. This is going to be implementation of what I said. Okay. As you see, we define sum equal to 0. A counter is going to be 0 as well. I haven't started yet. And then the stop, instead of saying as long as if score is less than 10, less than, sorry. Where is it? I didn't put that condition somewhere. I needed to just check this in condition. I have forgotten to say that. While condition is true and the counter is less than stop or 10, something like this. So anyway, let's get back to this code. The thing is, we are going to check if the number that we entered is still in the limitation of 10 attempts or not. And then we have mark as well. So one question in line 27, Michael, I set counter +1. Why? I can't understand.
Right, because otherwise it's going to say course 0, right? We
Oh.
want it to say course 1 for like normal people things.
True. Although most of the time we use 0 as the base for programming, not everybody knows that. So if we say that course 0, it doesn't make sense. That is why we are going to say we start from 0 plus 1, which is going to be the first course. It's going to be 1. Lovely. Okay, then we are going to get a mark from the user and we say, what is that part? Goma, can you please explain this part for me?
We'll convert the input into integer.
Okay. We are going to come because the default things that we get from readline is string. Does that make sense? And string is not something that we want to store in mark. As you said, we are going to convert that string. For instance, if I enter 100, it's not going to be 100. It is a string 100. So I convert it to integer and I store it in here. Okay, now that your mic is open, please explain this part to me as well.
So if the mark, the integer is negative, break.
What does it mean?
If the user enter negative number, the program will stop. And then next step, go to the footer, the next step.
The next step is going to be this, or it's going to be line number 36. Which one? After the break.
After the break, it will be
line number 33 or 36.
I think 36.
Excellent. Break brings it after the loop. Loop ends at 35, so it goes after the. Awesome. Bravo. Okay. So if the number is not negative, we are going to add that. That's a good thing, because if you enter -1, you're not gonna add -1 to your sum because you don't want that. And then you're not going to change the counter because -1 that you entered was a condition. It was something that you wanted to just get outside the loop, not to add a real value. So, okay, let's.
Rizza, can you just explain again, just a refresher for the plus equals sum plus equals mark? Does that mean the sum addition, you add the marks together?
Okay, I got your point. Actually, Joseph, the problem is I am not very much on top of this. Let's just do it together. How about it? I'm gonna hover the mouse here and place this. And let's just imagine that we want to enter 3 numbers, and the 4th attempt would be a negative number to break the code, to use the break to get outside the loop. Okay? How about that? I'm gonna run the code. So, and let's just bring this one here and this one there, and ta-da. Okay, so now if I just hover the mouse, sum is already initialized, counter is initialized, stop is 10, and mark, we don't have any value, actually the default is 0. Sorry. I go to this line, and it says that please enter, if I go to the next, it says that please enter course number 1, any negative to exit. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm gonna go to the next, and the thing is, I'm gonna say 100, for example. Then it checks. If the mark is negative, which is not, then we are going to say, look, sum is 0 now, and mark is 100. Then I'm going to add it. Now sum is 100. Whatever, it was empty. Now I put 100. And look at this one, counter. How many numbers I entered till this moment?
Just one.
1. When I'm on this line, still it shows 0, but when I go to this part, look at this one, now it is 1. Means that I have already entered 1 number. Does that make sense? So I'm gonna check if the counter, which is 1, is this less than 10? Yes, it is. So I didn't hit the limit. And then I go back to the loop, and let's just continue saying that this time 90, and I'm gonna just play one more game after this and enter. So I'm gonna go, is 90 less than 0? Yep. So we go after that, 90 plus 100. Sum is 100 now. After this line, it should be 190, which is.
Yeah.
And then we add the counter, and then counter is now 2. We have entered 2, and 2 is less than 10. And then we are going to go to last things that I want to enter. And I'm going to say 80. And let's quickly go to the next. You know that 80 plus, and then counter, it's 2 plus 1. Now it is 3. And after that, a negative number to exit. So I'm going to say -1. And look, is the grade less than 1, less than 0? Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we go look at this one after the break, and it shows that, hey, Reza, you entered 3 numbers, and the overall is 270.
Got it.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, that
Awesome.
makes sense.
Oh,
Thank you.
no worries. Thanks for asking. So now you have the code, guys. Can you help me convert this one, please? Convert to this one. Eskim, Munib, thank you very much, Michael. I appreciate. So I'm gonna send this to everyone. I know that it is possible to convert do while to while. Would you please help me to do so? For those who arrived later, the goal of today is mostly hands-on. It's like a lab. So I'm going to define questions for you. By the end of the day, you're going to have the codes. So let's write till this moment. Michael 1. scheme one. And Munib. Okay, and let's go to the new part. So we have scheme 2 now. Alex. Code 2 as well. Bravo. Okay. Look at this one. In the previous form of the code, I'm going to take the breakpoint out. If I start with something negative, if I say minus 100, for example, it gets into the loop. You might say, Reza, are you sure? Yep. Let's have that one and say run it. And if I go there and I want to enter, I'm going to say negative 100. It gets into the loop, right? And it checks if it is negative, then go outside the loop. So it gets there once. But how about if I just, as you already helped me, I bring this condition. Don't forget to get rid of that semicolon at the beginning. And then I run the code. Look what's going to happen. Actually, I didn't say, yeah. This one, because we don't have, do we have counters? Okay. It doesn't fulfill what I wanted to teach, but let's go. This time I say negative 100. I'm sorry. Negative 100. And then it breaks the code, breaks the loop, and gets outside the loop as well. Let's just bring this one outside here, and then check this one too. Look at this one. If I do a while, okay. If I say the stop is minus 10, guys, is it going to get inside the loop once? Yes or no? Alex? Look
Yes,
at this one. Because it checks after the loop that if counter, which is 0, is it less than stop, then stop. Look what's going to happen. If I say, for instance, 100, it's just going to go outside. But what if I do it using, this is actually the example that I wanted to tell. Okay. If I use it this way, because it first checks that counter, which is 0, is greater than a stop, so it goes after the loop. It never gets inside the loop. Does that make sense? That's the difference between these two. Okay. Now by saying that, let's go to this. It says that write a C# program using do while that prompts the user to enter marks for up to 25 courses. If user enters a negative number, the program should stop, and afterward, the program should display all these things. Guys, one thing that I have added to this problem statement, I'm gonna send it to everybody, is calculating the average. So please modify the previous code. Let me just give you the code. Please calculate, and this is the code. Please calculate the average as well. You just need to add a few lines, 1 or 2 lines. Oh, I already have one answer. Scheme, bravo. Scheme, there's just only one thing that would be awesome if you change it. If you have any decimal point, it's not gonna show. Just fix that. Try it and see, for instance, if you say 1, 2, and 4, it's not gonna show the procedure. Kevin, bravo, it works. So Kevin is going to be in the list. Kevin, yay. Michael, just one thing. Everything is perfect. Just the problem is, what if we have a decimal point? You just solved it by saying double sum. That's nice. Yeah, I like that.
I forgot my mic was muted. Yeah, I just casted it on the console.
That's a nice trick. Awesome. Okay. S came 2, 3, Michael 3. Hey. Get the water. Okay, so let's just first go there and copy the code. And see if it works. Control A, Control V. And let's consider just we have, it says that 25. Okay, let's just try it with 3 numbers. I'm gonna say 100 and then 90. 91, I just want to have 92. Okay, and -1. So you see that here it says the total is 283 and the average is 94.3 bar. Does that make sense? And Joseph, thank you. Great. But let me just quickly tell you a few things. And actually, I have provided that I woke up early to make everything ready and I forgot to use it. So let's just use Figma. So yeah, we talked about this one. We went through this one. Yeah, we went through this one. Okay, this is the average. That's what we have at the moment. Look, at the beginning we say, let's have a double mark. And then we say double sum equal to 0. Joseph, at the beginning of the container, imagine that we have a pot, nothing is there. The sum, it's equal to 0. But why, you might ask that, Reza, you use double, because at the end we are going to say double divided by, sum divided by counter, right? The summation of all the numbers that we have divided, imagine that we have 3 numbers by 3, then you don't want to just show the integer part of it. You want to show the precision as well, the decimal point. One of the ways that we can do is saying the sum is double. The other way is in here, you just say double, cast it here, and just in this part, you just cast the sum by saying double before it, right? This is another, that's the way that Michael provided the, just use that trick to change it to, what do we call it? Double. Anyway, what we're gonna do, we get the mark, the score from here, ask the user to enter it from here and get it and typecast it to double. Then if it is not negative, just add the number to sum and keep doing that. Look at the thing here, mark is double compared to the previous one, sum is double. We know that average should be double even if there is no precision for it. And then the counter is going to be what? Integer, because we are not going to say round 1, round 1.5. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that kind of thing. And then the stop is going to be maximum 25 marks. And after we are done, one of the conditions that we can exit the loop is entering a negative number. The other thing is hitting that 25 courses that we have as the maximum. When we get outside that, it shows the counter and then the sum and then the average, which is going to be the result of sum divided by number of iterations that we have gone through, number of courses that we have added. Is everything is super clear? Yeah. If everything is super clear, guys, please type 1 and then as well, Joseph as well. Awesome. And then let's have 5 minutes break. We are going to continue at 10:30. How about that? Thank you. Okay, everyone. If you can hear me clearly, please type 1. Yay. Thank you very much. I'm not going to take our time for the next question. The next question is saying, write a C# program using while that continuously prompt the user to enter marks until a negative number is entered. And after that, simply you just need to show the total sum of the marks and the number of marks entered before the negative. So this is a kind of simpler version of what we have already done using do while. And that's pretty much it. And if you go to the, yep, here, nothing new. We start with sum equal to 0, right? And then we say the counter at the beginning, we don't have anything, so it's equal to 0 as well. And the mark, we are going to initialize it when we first get the mark. And the thing here is we don't have any limitation. We say that while true means forever, just get inside the loop. We get the number, we get a mark from the user. And then if the mark is negative, then break. So break is going to, okay, my question, guys, is it going to bring us here, red line, or is it going to bring us here, yellow line? So if it is red, please type R. If it is yellow, please type Y. Only 2 people answered. 3, 4. It's gonna be 5. Okay, Ali said yellow as well. Very welcome, Ali. Okay. Exactly. Break is going to bring us after the loop. So there are 2 things that I do not like very much in the code. One is, guys, using while true is not very much recommended. The best is to have a line here, let's say flag kind of thing. Guys, it's a, and this one is equal to true. And then you're going to, for instance, change, instead of saying break, you're going to change that one to false, or you can use break. That's one thing that I want to change. The other thing is, hey, even if it is one line, use curly braces to start and the lines that you want to dedicate for if condition. Does that make sense? Because if somebody sees that, they don't know, they cannot easily understand that, hey, sum is outside the if condition block. So always use curly braces, even if it is only one line and that's simple to understand, always use curly braces. So I'm going to give you this code and I want you to improve it considering those issues. Control C. Please run the code after you improve it, considering those 2 concerns. If I forget what are the concerns, now we can just see it again. The yellow lines can help us to understand. The best is to have a Boolean value like flag equal to true, and then having a block for if condition, right? Whoever could finish, okay, thank you. Whoever could finish, just give me let's play around. Michael, thank you. Let's play around with these kind of reactions. I feel that we have a kind of semi-private class, guys. Use a thumbs up like this. Yay. Find it. Michael, now 4, Eskim 4. Kevin. Okay. Maria. Awesome. We have lots of absence today. I can see, yeah, we have many people, many who didn't participate, including Alex Katz. Awesome.
Sorry, I'm very, very slow and methodical. I have to make sure it's all correct and working before I send it to you.
Don't worry. No, we were talking about your cats. I said that we have lots of absence for today, including your cats.
No, they were already all over my table. One of my cats stole my pens and ran away. They like stealing my pens.
They should show their face to the camera, otherwise we would consider them as absent. So
I'll let them know next time.
Okay. So now let's just add one more condition. That's going to be the next practice. Make them all the way to 8. Like 8 courses should be the maximum. So add that condition to the list.
Did you say 8 courses?
Yes, 8 courses. That's a kind of maximum. Good job, Alex. Bravo. Kevin, merci. Let's wait for 2 more people. Alex, while people trying to solve, did you bring them from the country that you grew up or the cats?
No, I've been in Canada since 2010, so it's been a little bit. My kitten we just got this summer in June, July. We got it because we moved to this new condo.
Right.
And my girlfriend's cat, she used to stay at her mom's house most of the time, so she alone most of the day. So we got her a little friend, and they've been, how do you say it, having a brotherly siblings rivalry, you know,
Nice.
always fighting, chasing each other. It's never boring or quiet here, that's for sure.
Nice, nice. You know, each country, they have their animals that you can easily see on the streets. For instance, in Toronto, you see squirrels everywhere. In a country that I grew up, cats are everywhere.
Hmm.
So we don't consider them as pets because they're everywhere. So, you know, if
Yeah.
if we have dogs, we consider them as pets. But you open the door, you see that several cats are here. So that kind
Yeah.
of thing, it's a part of, and if you have a house, they come and they're part of and they think that they are the owners of the house and you are tenants. That kind of personality. Well,
Of
that's
course.
it's always great to have pets. Okay, so lovely. I added Skim and Michael's, and let's just go to the next competition together. So, guys, first, quickly, this is something that I received from most of you. Let's just first run it and see if there's any points. I'm sorry. Sum is, oh, the mic should be here. The sum is equal to 0, counter equal to 0, mark, we are gonna get it, and flag is equal to true. Look at this one. If the mark is negative, we are gonna say break. That's one thing. The other thing is if the counter, which is going to take care of number of courses that you enter, is equal to 8, you're gonna say flag is false. Guys, I just wanted to display, we have two ways that we can go after the loop. One is using break, as you see it here. The other one is saying flag is equal to false. I repeat that in many languages, especially if you're using with a crappy browser kind of thing for Python, for online compilers, you're gonna be in trouble if you say while true. The best is to say flag equal to true and then say while flag. Okay, the logic is absolutely fine if you say while true, but in some browsers like the online Jupyter interpreters, you see that it's going not to do a proper job. Oh, don't worry. That's fine, Michael. Thank you. Let's go to the next, and let me just quickly bring you here as well in the Figma. Okay, that's what we covered. And now I want you to write a program that's funny. Let's consider from 0 all the way to 100, not including 100. Add all the numbers into a sum as long as they are not divisible by 7. We need to start from 0 in this example, because next example I want you to start using break. So we are going to start from 1 in the next example. This is the problem statement. We say write a C# program that uses a for loop to iterate from 0 all the way to 99. During each iteration, if the current value of I is divisible by 7, the program should skip adding that to the sum. After the loop, display the total number of all values from 0 to 99, not the numbers that are multiplications of 7. Also print the value of I during each, this is the points. You need to say 0, 1, 2. If they are not, yeah, that kind of thing. Let me just, 0 is divisible by 7 anyway. This is the problem statement. And let's have a timer. Kevin, bravo. Partial it was just a tiny things, but in general, that's awesome. I use curly braces before and oh, we already did. It's just in one line. Okay, Alex.
It's hard to see if it's actually working, but by the code, I think it is skipping every 7. I'm not a super duper math major that I can do the math in my head and confirm.
That's absolutely fine. Yeah. Good job, Alex. Michael. Bravo. Eskim. Eskim and Michael. Closely followed by Kevin. And lots of other awesome participants. Great. Okay. Let's see what is happening in the code together. I'm gonna bring the code first and see how it works. Let's just bring it to here, run the code and see. Okay, the overall sum is 4,215. And if we go, we see that here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but not 7, and so on and so forth. Does that make sense? So we don't have 14 here, for instance, we don't have 21 and 28. Okay, but how it works, we can just simply go to Figma. Sorry. We start with sum equal to 0. Container has nothing inside it. We say go all the way to 100, not including 100. Guys, if I wanted to include 100, what can I change in here in this line? Can anybody tell?
Just change the I being smaller than 100. Instead of stop, just write 100.
Smaller or equal. That kind of thing. Lovely, Kevin. Now, Kevin, become one of the, yes. Great. Okay. So what's going to happen here? We started with 0. Is 0 divided by 7? The remainder is going to be what? 0. So then we say continue. Guys, what's the meaning of continue? It means after this, go back to the condition, right? To the loop statement, to the beginning of the loop. You're going to add 1 into it. Let me just clean that one, not to get confused. So how about 1? Is 1 divided by 7 gives you 0 for the remainder? No. So we are going to just say add 1 into sum. So if I open the container, I see that 1 is there and print that 1. So that is why you see in the result, we have 1 over there. And then it applies to the same condition. So we are going to have 2, we are going to have 3, 4, 5, 6, but 7, then when you say that 7, the remainder of division by 7 is equal to 0. So you are going to say continue. Means what? Means you're not going to add 7 to sum. You're not going to print it. You just go to the next. And that loops continues. Joseph, is it super duper clear? Go on. And the rest. Okay, let's go to the next challenge. How about that? One quick question. Guys, do you like this type of challenges for today? It's like a review and intensifying the concept, right? We have time to practice. I know that sometimes the time is not. Okay, how about a bit changes in I? If I say equal to 1 at the beginning, look at the question. Let's just, bring it to the chat and read it together. It says, write a C program that uses a for loop to iterate from 1, not from 0 this time, all the way to 99 during each iteration. If the current value of I is divided by 7, the loop should terminate early using this time break. Wow. So means that, let me just go to this. Guys, if I just say break, and I run the code, what's going to happen? It's going to show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but not 7, and it breaks. Yeah, true or false? True?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, everybody who, like, guys, let's just play game. We don't have that much. So those who confirm it, let's say, yay, by thumbs up. It's not, it doesn't count. Use that thingy. Okay, look at this one. Guys, if I just use this one, actually, it's not going to show anything. And the reason for that is, hey, why you showed something? Wait. It shouldn't show anything. Something is wrong. Wait a second. Run it again. Yeah. That was the first time in my entire life that I was like, what the heck? Okay. So, guys, the reason for that is the first iteration, 0 divided by 7 brings the remainder equal to 0. That is why it breaks in the first attempt. That is why I said, let's start from 1. You got the point? Now it is going to show you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but not 7. And it breaks after that. Huh? Does that make sense? Now we should say thumbs up. Okay, just make that change, see the results. If there is any concern or question, ask me. You have 2 minutes for trying. Let's say 2 minutes. Those who could finish and everything is fine, just please give me high five, type 5. Yay, Kevin. Awesome. That's actually 55. Thank you, Eskim.
So we just want this to break at 7? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I missed that completely.
Yeah. Don't worry. Pooja, I can understand why we need to say console.write enter marks. It is already there, so we don't need to get anything from the user.
Oh, my bad. I copied
worry.
your code from the chat and I forgot to remove that.
Don't worry. I just wanted to say. And apart from this, I just want to give a kind of general announcement to everybody. Guys, we are not allowed to answer any emails that are generated outside the Centennial College email. That's one thing. And we are not allowed to answer our personal emails when we received an email from students. For instance, if somebody sends to my Gmail account or something. That's the kind of general announcement. Please always use Centennial College. That's one thing. And The other thing is I'm quite fast in responding. When we have several channels to communicate, then it's not going to be easy. So either use the Centennial messaging system that we have on here, or use the things over there. Okay. Let's go to the next challenge that we have together. Yeah. Okay. Everyone answered that. The next challenge is saying that write a C# program that uses a do while loop to iterate from 1 to 99 during each iteration. If the current value of I is divisible by 7, the program should skip adding it to the sum. After the loop ends, display the okay. Also print the value of I during the iteration. Make sure to correctly place the loop. This time we are going, instead of using this one, the challenge is I'm going to give you the code to everybody. The challenge is converting that into while loop. So definitely we need to have this condition, some of this part somewhere. We need to have this somewhere, and the easiest part is adding I somewhere. So you have it. Please start the challenge. You are going to have 3 minutes for this one. Thank you, Michael. Evan, merci. Eskim, bravo. Okay, so how about this? Let's just quickly run the code here and see what is happening. Did I say do while or while? I said using do while. Okay, good. Can I have your attention, please? Look, here I say do the whole process as long as while I is less than stop. Look at this one. I'm going to have these for loop side by side. And I can see, yes, I have some here, like what I have in line number 1. Yes, I have a stop here, like what I have here there. But instead of having int I as a part of the for loop, I'm gonna bring that one before the loop. Does that make sense? And then I'm going to say, my apologies. Actually, the real code that is going to be equal to this is this one. So then, guys, we have something here, I plus plus in the for loop. We need to have, what do we call this part? Initializer, right? So the initializer is right before the loop. What do we call this one? Updater. So updater happens within the loop. And it is obvious the checker is gonna be the place that we say while I is less than stop. Does that make sense? Guys, do you see the elements that we have in for loop? We just place them into different positions. This is gonna be initializer. This is going to be updater. And this is going to be the checker. Right? Let me just quickly go to this one for you. And guys, let's just run it and see how it works. It works exactly when we use for loop here. Again, something that I don't like very much is this part. Guys, why I don't like that one very much? Because it's not very much readable. Right now we see it's a bit better. Imagine that it is something like that. If I say Control K, then Control D, it is going to format your code. It's a kind of, yeah. Michael, you're addressing the extra characters that I have over there.
Just always adding the braces. I understand the readability portion of it. It's just, I don't know. Well, for me, it just adds extra mess.
Well, you know, now you make me ponder. I don't want to make people follow my suit, you know, but whether you want it or not, you have kind of indirect impact. That is me. Let me just explain one thing, Michael. I have OCD in all the aspects of life. I have OCD. So when I go, for instance, to Tim Horton, I'm gonna just make everything, you know, align while I'm in a lineup. Nobody's gonna pay for that to me, but that's me. Whenever I go somewhere, I'm gonna just make everything align, and that is in my code too. One of the things that I think could be beneficial here is if somebody like Reza is a kind of newbie in this, if I see that and imagine that this is something like this, then it makes me even for 1 second thinking that if I is divisible by 7, then continue, and you know what I'm saying, continue, and then add I to sum. It shows that they are in. I know you might say that, Reza, come on.
Yeah, I understand. I understand, for like fresh eyes or newer eyes and readability, if somebody makes an indent error like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, first glance, you're going to assume that that's going to be the next thing in line, especially if you switch between languages, because this could almost like fly in Python, right?
Tell me about it.
So,
Yeah.
so yeah. I guess I can understand that. I still
Yeah.
don't like it, but yeah, I do understand its use for
Yeah,
sure.
thank you. But the thing is, let me tell you about one of the. It happens in every aspects of life. I remember that I had this discussion with one of my colleagues at Centennial, and they were like, "Hey, you shouldn't have console.read key at the end of your code." I was like, "Hey, Microsoft provided some videos for us for we were talking about ASP.NET Core back then." And I said they use this concept over there in their code and C# too. And they use read key. Said no, you shouldn't use it because of this and that. Some people are very much rigid in their logic and they say that either my way or highway. I don't think so. What I say is whatever we decide, it's a very good decision. For instance, Michael is saying that I don't like extra kind of characters. I back up my choices by reasons. That is important. If I want to pick one thing from this dialogue that we had together with Michael is whether you go this approach or that approach first, it's going to be your signature encoding, right? If I look at the code of Michael, I can easily understand that, okay, that's Michael's code because he has his own style. We call it signature encoding, right? And my code is different. And I have my own reasons to choose that. Thank you, Michael, for bringing values by your discussion.
Thank you.
So, my pleasure. Let's go to the next thing together. So, if we go there, it says that more practices for conditions and loops. Okay, guys, I know that you're going to laugh at me, but that is how I want to have my own review. For the first few, I'm not going to waste your time. I just want to pick anybody who is volunteer to explain the first code. Guys, you're going to just pile up your bonuses. Please type one, for example, one to explain. Anyone who presses one first is going to be volunteer. Yay, Alex, the winner of this round. So please explain it.
Example number 1, right?
Yeah.
So from line 1, it says 4, so we know it is a loop. The conditions for the loop is we have our initializer, it starts at 0. It's every iteration of the loop, it will add 1. That's the I++, he adds 1 to the loop. And then it checks if the loop is smaller than 5. If it is smaller than 5, it will print the number of the loop. So what's the counter is at?
Excellent. Lovely. I just want to say one thing that I learned from what Alex shared with us using this Figma whiteboard. We covered all of those. So the thing is, the first round, as Alex correctly said, we are going to have this initializer. So this is going to be 1. Then we are going to immediately check if 0 is less than 5, right? And it's going to be checker, so it's going to be step 2. Then we are going to write that in there, so it's going to be 0. Then when we go to the next round, look what's going to happen. Then we are going to add 1 into I, which is going to, we already had 0 there, right? From the previous step. So it's going to be, I is going to be 1 now. Is 1 less than 5? Sorry, guys, it is 1. Is 1 less than 5? Yes. So this is the step 2. Then we are going to type 1 and we keep moving all the way to 5. Then always I had that question, are we going to have 5 there or not, guys? Don't worry, it's not a big deal. Whenever you face such question, simply just copy that. It's going to show 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, but not 5. If you want to include 5, just run it. If you want to include 5, very simple. You can just say less than or equal, and it's going to continue. Okay, for the next question, guys, be ready, be prepared. The one who, when I say press 2 if you want to enter answer. So let's just add 1 to Alex. Alex, bravo. Alex again. Alex, give mercy to
No,
others
it's
as
okay.
well.
Yeah, I'll let someone else go. I'm just too fast.
Okay, just don't worry. If you don't mind, I'm gonna give the chance to the next person. So Pooja, please step in and explain this one.
Sure. So here in for loop, I will start with 0. It will check the condition whether I is less than or equal to 10 or not. Then it will there is another condition which is I equals to I plus 2. First of all, it's going to print 0. Then it will run the loop again. It will add 2 to the I, and then it will again check the condition whether the I plus 2 is less than or equal to 10 or not. So the value would be 2. So it fulfills the condition, then it will print the 2. Then it will start running the loop again. It will add 2 again to the value of I, which is 4. Then it will check the condition whether I is less than or equal to 10 or not. So the value would be 4. So it will print 4 again. So it will happen until the value is 12. So until 10, it will print all the even numbers. Once it goes to 12, it will stop because the condition is not fulfilled, which is I is less than or equal to 10.
Okay, bravo. That's pretty much what we wanted to know. Excellent explanation. I want to ask you one thing, and I want to see who is going to answer that correctly. I'm going to say int I intentionally there, and I'm gonna take that I int I from there. Does that make sense? So now I is a global variable, it's not local, right? Everybody accept? Okay, and I know that if I run the code, it's going to show what? As Pooja said, it's going to show 0, 1, 2, 4, all the way to 10. Okay, and if I write that right after this, let me just say console writes line after the loop. Guys, what do you think it's gonna show? So the last one in the loop is gonna be 10. We already checked it, right? So after the loop, it's going to show 10 again or what? Please type your guess. And the first 3 correct guesses would get let's see. No.
I'm just hedging against everyone else. If everyone else is wrong, I'll get the point.
Yes. So what's going to be the answer? Tell me. Type it. Okay, let me just run it and see what's going to happen. Ta-da! Yes, I'm gonna keep the bonus for myself. Look at the reason, guys. I'm gonna quickly, I just put this value here, and guys, honestly, I thought the same way before, not long ago. Then I checked it this way. Let's do it together.
Reza, was it because it was outside of the loop, hence why it showed the 12?
Let's check it together.
Oh, okay, got it.
Awesome. When we get there, it's going to show, look, 0, 2, 4, 6. Let's just start watching what is happening. 8 is already printed. What is I? I is 8, right? Let's go to the next round together. What is I at the moment? It is 8. So 8 plus 2, make it a new 8, which is 10. Is 10 less than 10? Yes. So you saw that. We run that line. We run that part. I is equal to 10. We check if 10 is less than 10, less than or equal 10, which is correct. Then get inside the loop and print it. But look at this part, guys. This is the important part. I get back here. I add 2 to 10. So now I is equal to 12. And remember, it is global. Is 12 less than or equal 10? No, but we already updated. So updater did the job, made it 12. But it's not going to pass the condition, and it goes to this line after the loop, and already I is 12. So we are going to just run that. Does that make sense? Okay, awesome. Let's go to next challenge together. Okay, everybody, when I say 3, please, anyone who wants to get bonus for this, 1, explain the code. 1, 2, 3. Okay, new one. Let's just, one round of try. So Pooja, that is why I give the chance to Kevin. Kevin, would you please explain that? Okay, Kevin, the microphone sounds like a little bit robotic. Okay, I consider your bonus, but how about that? Let's go to Adewale. Don't worry.
Okay, good morning.
So Adewale, please.
Yeah, good morning, Prof.
Good morning, good morning. Yeah.
A for loop with initializer of 0, that is I is equal to 0. And then the stopper will be I less than 10.
Uh-huh.
So it's not go up to 10.
Okay.
So we have an incremental here. I plus plus.
Lovely. Okay.
Yeah, the condition is if I divided by 2 is equal to 0, that is I is divisible by 2.
Awesome.
So we have console dot write high. So
Excellent.
only if I is divisible by 2, then we have our high printed with condition of I less than or equal to 10. So with this code, then it's going to print only the even numbers, which is less than 10. Yeah, so it will start from 2, 4, then up to 8.
Okay. Thank you very much. Actually, you brought that point because I wanted to make it identical to the previous one. I have forgotten to have equal sign. So for that case, you receive 2 bonus marks. First, you explained beautifully everything, and you remind me the correction of that part. Thank you, Adewale. Awesome.
Thank you.
I heard Chipmunk. I need dictionary.
Just because you're making a face, because you've seen that. It was when Kevin was trying to speak and he had the audio issues. I was hearing it was straight chipmunks, like straight Disney chipmunks, and they were arguing. That's all I heard.
Kevin,
Just to clear it up.
Kevin, you can ask Michael to stay after the class. Okay. Okay. Well, the thing is, we learned that from Adewale that we can do exactly the previous attempt, this time using what? Using divisible by 2, then write that. What I want you to do, please, this is a challenge, and we are going to have 3 minutes for that. I'm gonna bring the code for you. And the challenge is use either break or continue, I don't know. Use equal, equal, or not equal, I don't know. These are the changes that you have to do. Use exactly the same concept, but adding those features to show 0 all the way to 10. Does that make sense? This time use either break or continue. Please
So
send.
you wanted to, sorry,
Yeah.
you wanted to display 0 10 times or up to 10.
No. I want to have exactly the same result. Like, let me just show you, Control C. I want to have the same results, like 0 all the way to 10.
Okay.
But this time, I want you, please, to use break or continue. I don't know which one can work here. Just a little bit tweaking the logic.
Nope.
Eskim, can you please try your code and see if it works? Excellent. Mr. Cesar, it works.
Sorry, Prof. Could you explain the task one more time?
Okay, sure. I want to have the same output, but use either continue or break. I'm not sure which one works here. And I'm not sure if we should use equal or exclamation mark. Not equal.
Okay.
Excellent, Joseph. Joseph, that was not an easy question, so 2 bonus. And it's not because you are my cousin. Oh, yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No worries.
So are we getting rid of the for loop altogether or?
No, we are going to have
Okay.
for loop.
Oh, I guess because we got to use break. Yeah, that was a dumb question.
No worries. No, that's very fine. Yeah. Bravo, Kevin. Awesome. Okay. How about this? Let's just have one more Goma. Bravo, Goma. Lovely. Goma, 2 bonus marks. Okay, so how about this? Let me just use Goma's logic here. What if I say Control X, I bring that guy outside and we do nothing for a second? Definitely it's going to just print all the numbers, right? But I want to say whenever it is even numbers, sorry, whenever it is odd numbers, just get back to the loop and add one into it. Don't do anything. So for doing that, because we want to get back, guys, to the loop, not to after the loop, definitely we need to say continue. Doesn't make sense. So let's just use this one and see what's going to happen. Ta-da, it's going to do exactly the same thing. Does that make sense? Adewale and Alex. Adewale, great job. Alex as well. Great. Go on. Okay, I think that I gave the marks to everybody. Okay. What did I change that that's frightening. Whenever I see, oh, I just added that things. Okay. This is what we practice together. And then another way of doing that is having if I wanted to, let's just see. I just said instead of saying it is not equal to 0, I could say if it is equal to 1, right? It works exactly the same way. Okay, let's go to a dummy username password program. Okay, let me just set a timer, guys. The question that we have for that dummy username and password is very, very simple. Means that we just have one attempt. I'm going to share the first few lines with you. Feel free to change it with your beautiful name. So we say saved username, we say saved password. At the same time, we say username and password. Why? Because we are going to ask the user, please enter a username, and you save it into username. You ask the user to please enter the password, and you save it where? Into a password. Then you're going to see if the username is equal to saved username. I'm not sure what should I use here, or and. Anyway, you're going to just help me later. And if the password is equal to saved password, then awesome. Good job. Else, you're going to say not successful login, right? So successful login, or there is just one thing that I want to tell you. Please use a proper message. Do not say, hey, Reza, you just entered the password in a wrong way, but the username was fine, because you give hints to the hackers, right? Which part was correct, which was what was not correct. So say either now awesome. Either the username or password is incorrect. Does that make sense? Okay, so let me just set a timer. I'm gonna set the timer for 5 minutes. And let's practice that. I'm gonna come back soon. Okay, so thank you, Alex. Thank you, Mr. Cesar. And let's just wait for a couple of seconds if anybody can finish. Michael, bravo.
It's cheesy.
Yeah. It's a crappy user and password program that I defined. Yeah. Let me ask you one thing, guys. Before we continue, actually, what I'm gonna do, we have a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I keep this, I treasure all the participants, even if you have only participated once. I repeat it, even if you have only participated once, answering one simple question. I repeat it, I'm gonna treasure this list, take a snapshot. And the reason for that is whether we want it or not, pretty soon we want to apply for jobs, right? Thanks to ChatGPT, everybody has the assignments, but these are the things that actually matters to me. It shows that we dedicated our time and we actively participated. And whenever you later apply for any job and want a reference, those people that they know that their names is on the list, feel free to ask me for my reference, even if you have just answered one question. No need to say when I see, for instance, a submission, and that's why in some of the submissions I gave 0 and I said, let's talk after the class. Because when I see that I haven't taught anything like try catch, but somebody has used, and they never answered any question during the class, how can I trust? Let's go to the next part together. Okay. Username, password. Let's try. Control C. Go to the next. Control V. I used your Adewale, bravo. Let me just ask you one simple question. Here I said Reza, capital R, Reza 123. I said, please enter your username. We got it. Do we need to convert it to anything? No, because the default is a string. We do the same thing for password. And then we are going to just say if saved username equal to username and password, saved password is equal to password, then do what? Say successful login. And then else we say enter username or password is incorrect. Let's see if it works. I'm gonna try 2 times, guys, to make sure that if it works. So first I'm gonna say Reza and password is Reza123 and it says successful login. Let's just try it again. And again, I'm gonna just, and I don't know what the problem is, username Reza and then Reza123 password and it says, oh, something is wrong. What is wrong here?
It's case sensitive.
Lovely. Username shouldn't be case sensitive actually. So I'm gonna give the code to you. This is gonna be another challenge. So Eskim, thank you. I'm gonna just consider your code too. Please just fix that for me. My code doesn't work. It should be case insensitive for username, but password should be case sensitive, definitely. So can you please fix that for me? What did you send to my Gmail? I received one question. I tell you that my Gmail is like my personal contact. I never accept anything into my personal contacts. Yeah. Okay. If you want to send anything, please feel free to send to Centennial. I'm not going to answer anything into my, and I'm not going to answer anyone except that I mentioned for that project or for that reason. This is my contact. I never use my contact. Okay. For that. Anyway, guys, sorry, it was just to respond to one. Okay. It's not gonna be easy for me to check. I already have two screens. I need to add another screen later than to use to. Okay. So let's see what we have here. Thank you, Alex. You checked to upper. Lovely. Asking to lower. Alex. Lovely. Okay, guys, thank you very much. I enjoyed what I learned, so I apply what I learned from you. What we are going to do here is just changing that part. Let me just copy the if condition. So here, the good thing if I say if in here, if I say saved lower dot to lower and then username dot to lower, no matter if I say Reza in this format or I say Reza in this format or any form, and if I receive Reza in a kind of a strange way, let's just try together. If I say username is Reza, that kind of thing, but password Reza in a correct way, then it's going to accept and say successful login. Does that make sense? Okay. So going to thank you very much, guys. I fixed my issue thanks to you. And now we want to make it a little bit more realistic. Guys, how many times normally we can try username and password? What is that? Michael.
Table flip.
Okay. So how about this? Let's try 3 times and use do while together. Okay. That's awesome. Once in a while that I forget to have a break, which we are going to have soon. You reading your nice messages are gonna be like a break for me. Good. So guys, how about that? This is the last thing that we are gonna do before going to the break. Wow, that's super fast. Let's have 3 minutes for that.
Did I miss some?
You
have to change it to a do while, so we have 3 tries to do it.
Yeah,
I believe what the task was.
Yeah, the
Oh,
task.
okay.
Now we try 3 times. We make the user and password program better every time. Yeah. Now we have 18 participants. Thanks to Alex. Yeah, Kim, I just checked that part. I didn't pay attention. Thanks for letting me know. I didn't receive any code for the student who said that I'm gonna send it to your Centennial. My email at Centennial is this one. And let's just check quickly. Okay, no. So guys, how about this? I waited. We already have some answers. Let's just go and see together. What do we have in here? I'm gonna bring it to the IDE. So here it is. Oopsie, sorry. We say that save username, Reza username, that's what we are gonna get. Password is this one. This password is what we are going to get. And we say that Boolean status equal to false. That's one of the ways. It's not the best, but that's just one of the ways. Huh? I say, please enter your username. Username T. What is that, Reza? Come on. Guys, give me a second. I can't. Control S. Good. And then enter the password. We say, this is the important thing. We say if the username is correct and the password is correct, then what should we do? We should say, hey, login is successful, status is going to be true, right? And then because we checked it while status is equal to false, keep just asking means as long as the username passwords entered in a false way, then keep doing that. Then it's going to just do what? Keep moving. The problem of this is it's kind of infinite. I want you to fix it and make it just work 3 times. Let me just give you a hint. And that hint is, I'm going to just give you Control C the code. The hint is you simply need to have a counter to check if it's the first time I accept it, if counter is equal to, I accept it. If counter is equal to 3, I accept it. But if it is more than 3, then I'm going to just exit. Does that make sense? So the problem of my code is it's infinite loop. I want to fix that problem. Michael, your code was flawless. We try what you sent already. Okay. Bravo, Kevin. Excellent. No, that was my bad. I just checked the code in the morning. I've forgotten that. First, I say infinite loop, then we say as much as you, yeah, just 3 times. Excellent. Let's keep. That's one of the ways. Okay, doke. How about this? I'm going to explain this one, and then we are going to have a 5-minute break. Look, I'm going to use the same way. Control C. Bring it here. This time, what we are going to do is we can just make it more efficient in a more efficient way. I know. But one of the ways could be checking the username and password. If they are okay, then you convert the status from false to true. Then when you check here, you just see if the status is false, means it's not yet correct. And if the number of iterations is less than 3, then we can just keep trying. But when the status is true and you have already successfully logged in, you have to get outside the loop. Look at this part. If still I have chances it's not finished yet. I'm gonna say, I mean, if it is my first attempt, I'm gonna say the username and password is not correct, so please try it again, right? So I'm gonna just get back to the do-while. Look at this one. This is going to add 1 into my counter. This is gonna be my first attempt, huh? If the counter is equal to 4, means I have already exceeded the things. And the status is still false, means that no more try is possible for me. Yeah, correct. That's absolutely right. Does that make sense? So what we are going to do, actually, let's have a short break. I'm gonna share this code with you. After we come back, I want you, please, to spend a few seconds, read the code again, and then by count of 3, I'm gonna see who's gonna press first, number 1. Then they're gonna explain and get their bonus. How about that? Okay, so now it is 12:03. Let's have a 7-minute break. And then we are gonna come back and continue sharp at 12:10. Okay, thank you.
Your copy paste missed some variables.
I'm sorry. Yep, sorry. Control. How can I just let's just say delete. Thanks, Michael.
No worries.
You saved me, and that deserves another bonus.
I love it.
Okay. First thing first, I received lots of emails from you. Michael, how could you find my email address? Can you please just guide me? Because previously we were on Desire to Learn, or they call it Bright Space 2. I think it's the first semester that they switched to Blackboard, this environment that you see. How could you find my email address? I want to just tell everybody.
It used to be just clicking on your name, course faculty on the top right there where it shows your name. Yeah, there used to be a link there.
Now there isn't
Sure.
any.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
Okay, that's strange. Guys,
I'm just going to load up and have a
they
look.
deleted me from the.
If you just go to course orientation and the first slide where it says Reza, your coach, all your information is in there.
Yeah, but I just brought it today over there because that's my bad. That is something that I always place. I have forgotten. I checked it. I was like, there is no one. Yes, there is. I brought it there. So it talks about a little bit of things here and there. And that is my email that I provided.
Oh, no.
Yeah. If everybody who wants to just find my email, that's 00 Reza. That's one thing. But apart from that, is there any other place?
That link, the link still shows next to your name, but it's not going to your email. It's going to the messages.
Mm-hmm. I received email from many of you. So I would be grateful if you tell me, then it's gonna help other faculty members as well.
The
You already had a Reza slide in the course outline and evaluation.
Course
If it,
outline.
yeah, so right under course
Oh,
orientation from the start, is
wow. Yeah,
there's yeah.
thank you. I now you have in both places. Thanks for letting me know. I honestly I was like, why didn't put the information anywhere? But yes, if you
No, I
go,
remember seeing it. That's why I was confused.
yeah, awesome. Thank you.
I remember seeing it for sure.
Yeah, thanks for letting me know. Otherwise, I felt very much guilty. So if you go there in either places, you can see that there is a kind of slide. You can see my things. And I received one message. Let me just see. Couldn't help but notice you mentioned of try catch block. If there was any doubt. Oh no. Okay. No, actually, that's never for those friends that they received. Yeah. I was talking to one of the most of the time that happens. I also use try parse. No, guys, I'm not talking about any of you that we know our performance. I don't have a pleasure of walking around and see the monitors, but I know based on your participation, based on the questions that you answer right away, no matter if I just say it, because if I say it, you need to pay attention. And it's not easy to just use any helping things and so on. And when I see that your active participation, it talks about everything. Uh, I I just share that to buy a few seconds, and then we are gonna continue. Most of the time, when I provide quizzes and for in person, and sometimes I don't have logistic. We have almost 30 students in the class. I don't have logistic for Centennial. But in one of the other places that I teach, I have a number of students, like 7 students online, the rest are in person. So for those people, if I show you the announcements that I provided, is everybody who comes in person, more than welcome. You're gonna have a midterm exam with me uh, in uh, in the same time that we have our regular sessions. For the others that they have online participation, they are allowed anyway. You need to book 2 hours with me one-on-one. So it's gonna take something like 14 hours of my time. But I'm gonna just check their monitors while they're doing it. I'm gonna ask questions to make 100% sure that they know what they're doing. That's all my colleagues, they make fun of me that Reza, you have extra time, but that's not the matter of having extra time. It's just to make sure that, guys, we are going to have a generation of people that are going to get to industry and they know what they're doing. Unfortunately, we have a generation of people that they have all the correct answers without even knowing the questions. And that's dangerous. Using AI is going to bring us to a point that we replace ourselves with AI instead of asking AI to help us, to guide us correctly. So that is why I have concern. Wherever I don't have that facility for, unfortunately, for here, but whenever I see that there are kind of signs people don't participate actively, what I see in their submissions is different from what I taught, then I'm gonna just say, okay, let's just have a session and talk together, see what is happening. Okay. This is something that I wanted to show you, which is funny. This is the quiz from other course in other place. Let's just show you this one. I make the quizzes the way that I know, Michael, you're gonna say, Reza, come on, it's not a big deal. I know how to convert it. But look at this one. If you say, I want to select, you cannot easily select. It needs extra work to do to just convert them to kind of text and then just copy them, paste them inside the ChatGPT or something. And I had one-on-one session with one of the students. That student tried several times, clicking, drag and drop, and said, I was like, what do you want to do? I just want to answer I was like, you don't need to click on there. Just bring this guy to the part of the screen and have your Google Colab on the other side, and please just simply answer the questions. So the whole concern is, guys, I'm telling you, this is the period of your life that you can never repeat it unless that you want to continue your education. The beautiful presence of your classmates around you, asking questions from all of your peers, team up and defining project. These are the things that you cannot find them easily anywhere else. And it gives you the confidence when I ask you a ton of questions. If you go to any interview, it's going to be exactly the same thing for you. I already had my questions in the class. I answered many, so what's going to be any different? Anyway, getting back to the next question, I asked you this. How about instead of using do while, you already have the code, just change it to while loop. It's going to take only a few seconds. Let's have 1 minute for that. You have the code already. Awesome. Can you just please copy and paste it to the...
That's what you wanted. You just want it from do while to while, right?
Excellent. Lovely. Yes. Let's see who's going to be the next. Let's have 3 friends. Bravo. Wells. Okay. For those who have not that much bonus mark yet, especially those who want to participate, who is volunteer to explain this code by saying 1, 2, 3? Please type 1. 1, 2, 3. Kevin, you want? You should type 1. Okay. Who else? Kevin, you have tons of bonus marks. Let's see if no one else. Adewale, thank you. Okay, Kevin, please.
Hopefully my mic's working this time.
Pardon me?
Is my mic working this time? No?
Yes.
All right. So basically, we right now we're doing the do while loop, or you want me to describe the while loop?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, so for the while loop, we'll take the exact same concept we have with the do while loop, and we'll just switch the condition to the front of the code.
Okay.
So the while status equals false and counter less than or equals to 3 now becomes the yes, right in front of the code there, and that becomes what we start with. Once we enter the code, we are asking the user for a username, password. We'll receive that, and then we'll check to make sure that the username, well, we'll convert the username to lowercase and check username to lowercase just to make sure that there's no case sensitive conditions in there. And then we'll also check the password and make sure that it's equal. If that's all true, then the loop will say you're logged in and it will end there. But
By saying that means when the username and password are correct.
yes, both and correct, not or, and correct. They both have to be correct. Yes, correct.
Okay, excellent. Then we are going to change the status to true. So we are not going to continue when we go to loop again, right?
Yes, it will stop the loop when it checks the status again, because now the status is true and no longer false.
Excellent, lovely. So yeah, what else?
And then if either of those things do not match or either of those things are not correct, it will go to the else condition, and it will give you a chance to check whether your username or your password is incorrect and allow you to try again. What will happen is that the counter will also continue to increment, and in that case, the counter will check itself and ensure that you and check the amount of times you've tried to enter your username and password. So long as the counter is less than 5, I guess you gave them well, it's if you reach to 4 tries, it'll tell you have no more tries, because clearly the while loop is. See, for me, I didn't do exactly that. I simply ended the loop at 3 tries, so there was no condition for the 4 tries. So in this case, in this code, there is a condition where if the counter is at 4, it'll tell you that you have had too many tries, and it will also end the code at that point.
Awesome. Actually, I'm going to get to your question, Joseph, in a few seconds. The thing is, look at this one. That's always where I have issue. Imagine that I have tried the first time, right? And imagine it is not correct. So what's going to happen? If it's not correct, it's going to say you didn't do it correctly. So it's going to say counter equal to 1 now, just counter plus plus. Then we do it the second time. Then we do it third time, right?
Yeah.
So third time, actually, after 3, I should just say give up. So it should be actually equal to 3, not 4, because after 3 times, 3 attempts, you should just stop
Go to
there.
this
Does that
end.
make sense?
Yeah.
So actually, thanks to you, I am going to fix this one based on the logic that we talked. And let's just try it once and see if I say 3 times. Where are you? Okay. A, 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 A. Uh-oh. You see that?
Oh, I see what happened.
Okay. So we have an issue here. The reason for that is we say as long as it is less than or equal 3. So this one should be still 4. This one should be, I checked it before, so that's why. This one should be 4. It was correct. So now let's just try it again. If I say A, let's say B, B, and then let's say C, C, then it says that either username or password is incorrect, and then no more try, and it just turned out. So either of them means that I have already tried. You might say, Reza, what is happening here? I can just simply say, let me just bring that one back to what it was. I am sorry. Yeah, Control Z, Control S. My apologies. What I'm gonna do, let's just have this guy there, and let's just run the code again. Go there. Okay, I'm gonna put the thingy over there, say run it. Go to that. If I say A, oops, what is that? Can you please just simply run?
Mm.
So I say A, then I go to the next round and I say A again. So this is the first iteration that I am in, and then I go to this part, and counter shows that now it is 2. Guys, my sincere apologies. I always use counter equal to 0. That is why I changed it to 3. This time I decided to say counter equal to 1. I started with 1. That is why you have to check it. What do we call it? If it is 4, means you have already used counter 1, counter 2, counter 3. Then my sincere apologies. I didn't check my code that I started from 1. Anyway, but look at this one. The loop continues as long as the status is false, means still I have that issue of not guessing the correct username and password, and still I have room to try it once, twice, and 3 times. Does that make sense? Everything is fine? Okay, so let's go to the next one. And here I said using while, you already beautifully answered that. And
Reza, I wanted to ask a
yeah, I'm
question.
sorry, my sincere apologies that I forget.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Right.
It's just a simple question.
Yeah.
Is it redundant to use break after the status equals true? Since if it is true, then close the console, since they've satisfied the username and password?
That's actually one of the ways that you can use it, right?
Okay.
So in that case, you don't need to have, guys, do you see what our team member said? Saying that, hey, Reza, I don't want to use this flag here and here, right? Whenever we just finish that, just say break. Does that make sense? This is another way of doing that. Actually, this
I
is
see.
neater.
Yeah, this is the way I did it, and I thought it was wrong, but good to know I can do it like that too.
It's just a cleaner form, in my opinion, right? So
Yeah, actually. Let's just, guys, do one thing. Let's just say that is me, my apple. Oh, please. Just run it. Okay, if I say A, B, C, it goes out. And if I say run it once again, so if I say Reza and Reza 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, then it's going to get login. Where is the guy? It's in here.
you don't have to put my name, but it's okay. Thank you.
No worries. Better. So, guys, now Joseph and Alex are in the history. Okay. Yay. So let's just say Control C and then have the code here. So let me just bring the code. How about that? Let's spend, based on what I learned from, yeah, based on what I learned from you guys, let's just spend 2 minutes together.
Sorry, Reza, what was the task? I wasn't paying attention.
I'll just read the code and see
Okay.
if everything is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get to that question, Eskim. That's a very valid question.
Definitely issue with the user.
Sorry.
So there's are we allowed to talk about this? Should we? You wanted us to go over the code and the problems in the saved username because you used too lower and you have a capital on the first part.
Too lower. What's wrong with it?
Oh, nothing actually. I missed the first to lower there. That
Don't
changes
worry.
it. Never mind.
Yeah, don't worry. I just wanted to say whether, for instance, you read it from, well, technically later we want to connect it to a database. Sometimes they save the username in capital, so sometimes it's the safest is always use to lower for both sides, kind of thing, right? So by saying that, guys, thank you very much. for active participation. By saying that, now we are ready to replace the code or that while loop with for, but before that, I received, guys, if I forget answering like what happened a few seconds ago when Joseph asked the question, please just remind me. Eskim asked that, so does it mean we have several ways? Is it possible to have more than one way for solving? Absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, in programming 1 and in programming 2, if I have a chance to continue our journey together, always, 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 as long as your code works, you have the full mark. So I'm not checking the performance of the code. As long as it works, that is awesome. The other thing is, what if the code works, but Reza cannot understand the logic? Then that's the time that I ask ChatGPT and saying that, dear ChatGPT, can you please understand it? And is it going to, I double check when I have a doubt about the logic. The other thing is, if your code doesn't work, but it has the logic, you can get up to 75% of the full mark, right? So as long as the logic is fine, guys, that is the most important part. That is why I started the session writing pseudocode. You remember that? If you know the concept, you are going to find a way to write the correct code. It takes time. I told one of the team members in other place, saying that the first time it might, for a single silly issue, we spent 8 hours, but we are not spending 8 hours. We are investing 8 hours because next time it's going to just take 30 seconds. It takes 30 seconds. Okay. Now you have the code. Did I answer your concern, Eskim? The next thing that we want to do, thank you, is just converting the logic from while loop to for. It's going to make it even simpler. So let's see who's going to change that. Let's have 2 minutes for that. If you don't have the code, Control C. Here is it. Thank you, Michael. Alex, thank you. Kevin, thank you. Let's just wait for one more friends. One more reply and Kim Bravo.
Oh, I did a small mistake on the code I sent you. I'm gonna fix it in edit.
No, that's some big deal. Hey, Joseph, thank you. Okay. Can I have everybody's attention? Based on what I learned from your code, let's just go through this one together and see if there is any concern, any question in the code. Control A, Control V. Yeah. So here we say that for I equal to 0, as long as I is less than, guys, this time, because I started from 0, it's going to be 0, 1, 2, not 3 for sure. Otherwise, we are going to give 4 times. If the username and password are entered correctly, you know that, then we are going to simply say break. So it's going to go after the loop. Else, it's going to say try another time. And there is one thing. The thing is, imagine that we already used our 3 attempts, means 0, 1, and 2. So in that case, I or counter is equal to 2. Does that make sense? In that case, we have to give a kind of proper message to users saying that, hey, you have already used all the coupons that you had, right? So you tried it. If I is equal to 2 and you didn't hit the break, means that you didn't get to outside the loop, means that you couldn't guess it correctly. So you say that the username and passwords are not correct, and then you're going to say, hey, no more try, because you already tried 3 times. Is it clear for everybody? Okie doke. So let's go to the next example together, and that is using for loop. Guys, these are kind of review. I'm gonna randomly pick people. Ali Siddiqui, can you please open your mic?
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, yes, why not? Loud and clear. So let's just
Sorry, Reza, before we continue, the code how you have it now, it's not gonna actually give you a message saying you have no more chances. You need to bring the if outside the loop for it to do that.
Let's just try that. Let's just try that. Good point if you catch it. Thank you very much in advance. Even if it is not correct, still thank you, because we reviewed thoroughly together once again. So let's just try first A, B, and C. So it says that either username or password is incorrect and no more try.
That's weird. I'm not sure why it's not showing me the no more try part of my code. Copy pasted.
Hey, that ID is special. It happens, don't worry. Do you remember that at the beginning of this session, I was very much confident I ran the code and it didn't work. So always try it once again. Let's just do it together. Okay, this time I'm gonna just say A, but second time, let's say Reza, a small letter, and Reza 1, 2, 3, and tada, successful login. So I tried 2 conditions and both worked, but there's always a chance that I miss something, guys. And I have a kind of bad habit no matter how many times I have taught the course, I try to do something different. So I change the code in a final moment. You might face issues. If you find any issues in the code, then I'm gonna reward you by bonus. So let's go to the next part together. And that is the question that I had from Ali. Control A, Control V, that's it. Ali, can you please explain the code?
Sure. So we're using a for loop, and the conditions, we have the initializer, so I equals 0, and then we have the stopper or the checker. So if I is less than 10, the code is, it's checked for that. That's a condition for the for loop. And then there's the incrementer, so it increases, increments of 1.
Update, we call it. Yeah. Okay.
Right. And then so we have console.write lines, so it's gonna write the what do you call it? The basically the int, and it's gonna write it with the output of the incrementer.
Okay. So it's going to be, what's the output here?
It just increases by 1 within 10. So if it goes, sorry, no, it's less than 10, right? So if it so if it goes above 10, then it's not gonna, that's where it stops, and the rest of the output is kept within.
Okay, so it means that it starts from 1 all the way to 10. Am I right?
Yes.
Correct?
That's how I understand it, yes.
So it's going to be, now is for the first one, it's going to be 1, then 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 10. Do you confirm that?
I believe so.
Oh, don't trust me at all. It's going to be from 0 to 1. The reason that is we start from 0, and if we had less than equal to 10, then we had, excuse me, then we had, thank you, then we had 10 as well. But thanks for the participation. I want to ask you one question. Okay, if I say I is equal to I plus 2, for example. So in that case, it's going to have 0, 1, 0, 2, 4, all the way to 20, right? True, false?
False, because it's not going to go above 10.
You sure?
Well, I know it's increments of 2. It's 2, 4, 6, 8. But does it go above 10?
I don't know. Actually, this is a new thing for me as well. So
go with your gut, buddy. Go with your gut.
I don't think it goes above 10, because it's I is less than 10.
It's going to go all the way to 8. If I want to have, for instance, 10 as well, I should say this.
Then 10 would be
outputted
as well.
Right. Okay. So I very much like that you answered the question. So how about going to the next challenge together as well, guys? I found someone that can ask lots of questions. What's going to be the output of this?
So again, similar stuff.
Let me just bring it here. Yeah.
Let's see.
Just tell me the output.
It starts with 5 upwards towards 10.
So it's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, guys, I don't know. Would you please just type the output in without, without typing the code. Can you please just type the output that you think is going to happen in the, and I don't need to have 10, well, you don't need to press enter for each. You can just say, for instance, 5, 6, 7, or whatever the answer is. Kevin, bravo.
Right, it skips 5.
Alex, you ruined the whole joy of private message. Man.
Oh, did you say private message? I'm sorry.
Okay, guys,
I think we all did that.
On behalf of all of you, I'm gonna deduct mark from Alex. Okay, Alex.
No, everyone else did that though. Fine, I'll take one for the team. It's my fault.
Okay, don't worry, no worries. Okay, so let's just see that and see, yes, it is going to show you 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, but not 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, Alex, sorry, Ali, can you do me a favor? That's the last question, I promise.
Sure.
Okay. And the question is, do we need to have a try here? Yes or no? Try catch.
We don't need to know because for the increments of 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we skip 5. I don't think we need a try catch to catch any format exceptions.
Means that we can't go wrong in this?
If I think if I is equal to 5, the
My bad. I didn't teach try catch. I shouldn't ask that question. Let's go to the next part together. Thank you, Ali. Let's go to this one and try break. Guys, I think that please confirm. This is going to give exactly the same answer, right? True, false. Please type, yep, skip 5, false. First I received false. Guys, why? It should be fine. Okay, the previous one, let's just compare it. The previous one says 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It skips 5 and it goes to next. Let me just go to this one and I say I equal to 5, then break. I'm going to run that. This time, somebody who types number 3, explain the code and get, okay, Alex, please explain.
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, so we have a for loop. The loop initializing the initializer. That's weird. Starts the initializer at 0, and then it checks if the initializer is under 10 to continue the loop. And then it adds 1 to the initializer. There's a if statement for the loop. If the initializer is 5, then it will exit the program. That's what break means. If not, it will continue to console write line and it will write the initializer, what's it at, and then it will write those hashtags.
Okay.
And then it'll wait for you to press a key to exit.
Guys, there is something that I always have concern and I don't, I'm not sure about it. So let's just run it this way. The first round that, okay, let me just do it this way. Sorry, give me 1 second. Say int I here, int I, and then say I, and I'm gonna say before loop, console write line, tab. Okay. Before loop, huh? Okay. And here I'm going to say, let's just have bullet point here and then run it. This is something that I always had issue before. When I get the first time, first I go to this part, look at this, and then I go to this part, and then I go through the loop. Next time, first I go to incremental, and then I go to check. Does that make sense? So the first round, we go to this part, then this part. But the second round, we are gonna go first to this part, we update, and then we check. Do you remember the time that we had 12 and it said, hey, we printed 12 outside the loop? You remember that? So that's why we started from here. We checked here. And when you increase it, for instance, to 12, I'm saying to 12, 12 is less than 10. No, we go here and we print 12. We had that kind of question at the beginning of the session. Awesome. Let's quickly go to initializer. What is wrong with it? Initializer. Okay, now it is fixed. Control S. Okay, how about this? It's going to, guys, it is going to please true, false. I'm going to give the first 3 answers bonus. Is it going to give us, is it going to at least, it tries once, it says that now I is 100. Although 100 is less than 10, I know it's going to type this one once. True, false. Today is not my day. Everybody says false. Okay. With broken heart, I'm going to give bonus to Alex. Alex, don't worry. Now you are 0. You just completed all the... Michael, Joseph, great. And Kim, bravo. Kevin, merci. Yes. Okay, Adwala, Puja. Okay, let's just, for those who, let me just tell you one quick thing. As we check, this is going to check this one and this one. So because 100 is not less than 10, it's going to jump after 2. That's what we know. I'm sorry. Let's quickly, guys, if you don't mind, because I want to finish this part, and let me share something with you. There is a competition, and I'm a panel, and they said that without telling me, they put my name as a panel. I was like, and they said, we already have ordered food for you as well. I was like, hey, you should first ask me if I have time on my Saturday. So it started from 9, end up at 2 o'clock. I said at 1:20 I can join the session. So we are gonna have that. But why I gave you the heads up, I'm gonna just finish sharp at 1:20. If you don't mind, if you have any question or concern, please I can be available after 3 o'clock. For one of the students, I'm gonna say just one student received one private message. We were supposed to meet after the session. Is it possible? Just please confirm. If it is yes, I'm gonna send you a link for Zoom. Okay. Otherwise, I'm gonna. What is this guy? Otherwise, so thank you. I'm gonna send you a Zoom link before the end of the session. So here, what is I mentioned that, guys, I mentioned that these are the common problems that we face. Intentionally, I have provided a online compiler. Some of them you can just easily recognize. Guys, is it correct? True or false? It's one of the common problems. We already said this one should be less than the checker if you want to run that. Guys, the second common problem that we face is this one. It's not going to show you any mistake except this, that I'm going to fix it by saying int here, semicolon, right? And then I say I equal to this. You see that it doesn't show any problem. Guys, what is going to happen? What is the output here? Can anybody tell? Option A, it is going to print, oh, by the way, it's going to be 0 on all the way to.
I'm saying it's printing both.
So now what is the output? Just without running, can anybody guess? See who's going to guess correctly. Guys, look what's going to happen. I is global, right? Joseph, I is global. Do you confirm that? Kevin, it is global, right? Awesome. So it is global. Then here, technically, because of that semicolon that I have, I go from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 10. All the way to 10. Then I check. So the last I would be 10. Then after this, I'm going to run this line once. Did you get the point? It is like having something like this here. 10 times, you do nothing. You just keep counting. And after that, look what's going to happen. It's going to show you now I is 10 because you have already said 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When it gets to 9, then it gets to 10. Is it acceptable? Because 10 is not less than 10, you already incremented. It goes to the next line. This is just a line after the loop. So be careful if you see that your loop doesn't work. One possibility is you have used semicolon right after the for loop. So it never gets into the block properly the way that you expected. Okay, guys, can anybody say what is wrong? Okay, you already have that one. Can anybody say what is wrong with this one? I think everything is fine with this. Let me just copy this one, Control C, and bring it to online compiler. Online compiler. Okay, guys, this should be correct, right? Let's see who's going to catch it. Kevin, eagle eyes. Yes, semicolon. And look at this one. That's why I brought it here, because immediately if you have it here, it's going to pick on you saying that, hey, something is wrong. And you can find it easily that that is the case. Does that make sense? But I just kept the best for the last, not here, not here, not here. Can anybody tell what is wrong with this code?
You have the your braces value inside your quote. Oh,
I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna fix that. Imagine that I just say I. Michael, I. How about that?
Zero. Yeah, it's gonna say zero, zero, and then a bunch of hashtags. So no
Anyone
matter
else?
what, you get no. Sorry, yeah, because no matter what, you're assigning a value to I right there, right? Your very first thing in the parenthesis is I
Guys,
equals zero. So
Michael, actually, this is based on a true story that happened to me, and I worked with one of those crappy old-fashioned compilers in C, and it took me a heck of a time to just find that. Guys, if I bring this code for you in here, you immediately can just find it. That's why I say that please install. Guys, what is wrong with it? This is capital.
that's cheap. That's very cheap.
That is, it happened to me. I don't know why the student just did that to me. Maybe they wanted to tease me, but that is the issue. So I provided those kind of mistakes, and this one is not common one, but I should say for rare, but anyway. And this is something that's the last practice that we are going to have. Control C. Just give me a second, please. Kindly send me an email now. I will send you a link. Okay, I just send one. Yeah. You're gonna receive it before 3 a.m. 3 p.m. 3 a.m. So everybody, can you please convert this one? You have the code. Convert this one to have for semicolon, semicolon, like this. It's gonna take just 2 minutes. I'm gonna close my video and Mike, I'm gonna come in 2 minutes. Try, and let's give bonus to the first three.
Is it not the text that you have directly under the code you want us to modify?
My Paul, I was not close to computer. Can you repeat?
It looks like you shared the answer along with the question.
Did I?
It looks like it.
Shame on me. Then let's go to the next one. Convert it to, my apologies. That's
Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, okay. So the thing is, okay, how about that? Just spend 1 minute to understand what is happening there. I want one friend to explain that. But the next attempt is converting this one to while. Does that make sense? So let's spend just 2 minutes to convert that one into while. I'm going to come back in 2 minutes. Thank you. Thank you, Adewale. Okay. And thank you, Eskim. Alex. Arima. Okay, so how about that? Guys, look at this one. Here is the code. We have gone through it several times, and let me just actually bring the code here. And I'm going to just make this one like that. And because this is int I, let's just say int j for this one to have different variable names as long as j is okay. Guys, just look at
Wait.
Pardon me?
Oh, is my mic on? Sorry.
Oh, don't worry. So the thing is, we say this is the initializer. We have it here before the loop. This is the checker. We have it here. We say that if j goes above 10 or equal 10, then break go after the loop, right? And this one is going to be updater, so we have it inside. If I run the code the way that you see it, both of them are going to give you the same result. So I from 0 to 9, j from 0 to 9, just different things. And instead of that, what if I want to, it's going to be easy. Please help me. What if I want to say while here, I'm going to just bring the condition. I'm going to say while j is less than 10, right? Print that, and every time just add into it. It's going to be way simpler. So if I run the code, it's going to give me exactly the same result, just bringing the checker updater into a proper place, right? Okay, awesome. And let's go to continue our journey here. We said that, okay, converting, this is something that we practice now. And if we say do while, guys, you are master of it, just bring condition at the end. This is a kind of common mistake. We forget to put semicolon most of the time, that kind of thing. And calculating sum using for, guys, this is something that we started our session. I quickly just review what we have done. First, the container has nothing inside, sum is equal to 0. Then I say from I equal to 0 all the way to 10, not including 10, whatever we have I 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, just add it to sum. So if we run that, this is going to show every time that you add. So I is going to be 0, sum is 0, and I is 1, sum I is 2, so add it. And then this is going to show you the final sum, which is going to be equal to this one, right? I just wanted to say what is happening in every iteration, right? Just let's spend 30 seconds. Joseph, everything is clear? Goma, how about you, Eskin? Mr. Cesar? Okay. Let's go to the next question together. This time we say, do the calculation using while, guys. Very simple. I'm going to bring this int I before the loop, saying that int I semicolon. Then I need to get rid of defining that. I'm going to just use this. Oh, I said while. I'm going to do that. I'm going to say while. So let's have as long as I is less than that. And simply, you just need to bring that I plus plus somewhere like here, semicolon. Done. Right? What's going on? Let's just run it. Sometimes
no initialized value.
Sorry.
You have no initialized value.
Oh, sorry. It's going to be 0, 0. Thank you. Michael, I did it intentionally to see if you pay attention.
Yeah, you got lucky this time.
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, thanks to Michael, we did that too. Let's go to the next one using do while, guys. You know, Control X, do. I'm gonna just put it here, and don't forget to put semicolon. It does exactly the same thing. You see the results? And there we go. And then the last, I think that's the last, second last. Okay. I say that, what is the difference between while and do while here? If I say, as long as I is less than -10, and I run this code, okay, let me ask, Hassan Youssef, is it going to run this one once and show something? Yes or no? Don't feel that you are on the spot if you feel like. Okay, I'm gonna run that, and you see the total is 0, so it goes after the loop, not inside the loop, right? It doesn't say now I is something like. But if I just bring this one, Control X, at the end, this is gonna show the difference between these two. This is just a review. So no matter if the condition is valid or not, once it goes inside the loop, and it shows that, yes, now I is 0 and sum is 0. So we go inside this loop once and it shows that one. Okay, guys, is everything fine? Yeah. Okay, again, thank you very much. I appreciate. I'm gonna just debug, Reza debug at my.centennial college.ca. Here is going to be your my email if you have any concern, any question. If you don't mind, I'm going to just jump into another session that I have. Thank you very much, Michael, Alex, Katz, Joseph, Kevin, Goma, and all the rest of active people that we have. A wonderful one. Take care of yourself. See you next week. Oh,
Bye.
next week is reading week. See you in 2 weeks.
So Reza, just quickly, the assignment. So not
He's
handed
gone.
in next
Oh,
week,
he's back.
the week after that, or is it next week?
It's going to be.
Just to be clear.
It's going to be after reading week. I'm not allowed to give you assignments during the reading week. Just check the.
Got it. Okay.
If it is not correct, send me email to fix it. It should be after next Sunday. So high probability I managed it Monday. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a good one. Bye. Bye.
Bye.